For more on this move by the Nigerian Senate, let's bring in TVC News' Tijesu Adeoye, who monitored the proceedings of the Senate. Tijesu, this is not the first time senators will be calling for a probe into the CCTV installation project in the FCT. Talk to us about what is different this time.
Well, rightly, like you said, Abosede, this is not the first time that lawmakers will actually debate the matter of insecurity. If you recall, some weeks past, Senator Asuko Ekpenyo presented a motion similar to this where a lady entered into a vehicle and was stabbed multiple times. The lawmakers are actually worried about the rising insecurity within the nation's capital. Of course, you know, this is the center of power where most of these politicians are found, and with the increasing level of insecurity has become very, very worrisome to these lawmakers, and they are now, you know, looking for more measures to ensure that security is buffed up. And one of their resolutions for that motion was the installation of CCTV cameras around, you know, the FCT and also its environment, as well as extension to other states. But also one of the lawmakers, Senator Adamu Alero, actually raised a point of note, saying that there was this contract that was awarded, you know, to a contractor, and that money was actually released. But like you heard him say, it was dummies that were installed and was not really taken seriously. So they have actually, you know, called on the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, to actually look into the matter and see the status of what that contract actually, where that contract actually stands. And I'm sure that this will actually be monitored by the Senate's Committee on FCT as well to follow up on that matter. Abosede.
Indeed, and as you have said, the FCT is the seat of power and is supposed to be as safe as, I mean, just about anywhere in the country, really. And already this is even getting to the lawmakers, because here the senator was talking about his senior legislative aide being abducted. How worried, how disturbed are these lawmakers, and how far are they willing to go to investigate and prosecute this matter to the end?
They are really concerned, Abosede, because there is no plenary sitting that happens that the case of insecurity is not raised, and, you know, they have not reserved, you know, their feelings towards it. And, you know, there's still a pending meeting. They have resolved in one of their motions to invite the service chiefs to receive security briefings on what is actually going on, what is actually being done, you know, to curb the level of insecurity in the country, especially as the Yuletide approaches. Of course, you know, the House of Reps have already met with the service chiefs. We hope to, the week is already over for the National Assembly, because the National Assembly actually sits on Tuesday to Thursdays. So that may not happen this week anymore. We're looking towards next week. But they're taking the matter very, very seriously. Around the FCT, when you move sometimes in the night, you would see some patrol, some checkpoints. But what they were complaining about is that when you come out as at 12 midnight or as at midnight, all these patrols, they are nowhere to be found. So, you know, they look to maybe, you know, get more briefings when they meet with actually meet with these service chiefs and know what actually is the problem and what can be done, and also the probe as already cited by the lawmakers.
And it's disturbing exactly because some of these projects are actually funded, you know, with loans. I mean, because the one that was awarded, for instance, in 2010 was partly funded by the China Exim Bank. They paid about 85% of that project, money which the country should actually, you know, refund, a loan which we should actually refund. So it's really disturbing. But as a journalist, you know, who has been covering the National Assembly, and from your encounter and interactions with people, how well do you see this matter turn out? I mean, how long do you see it last?
Well, nobody is actually happy with the situation on ground, especially for the fact that it is the FCT, the center of power, that is actually facing this challenge. In fact, a lawmaker actually told me that, a lawmaker from Borno State, of course, you know, Borno is one of the hot centers when it comes to insecurity, if you look at it, and he was saying that Borno is actually safer than FCT. So comparing Borno to FCT and a lawmaker saying that his own region is actually safer than the FCT is a cause for concern. No one is actually taking this really, with kids' gloves, and that is why they want all hands on deck to ensure that, you know, the right measures are being put in place, and that's why the resolution of the CCTV cameras actually came up. How far this resolution is going to go is yet to be seen, and we hope that it really goes far, but from what we see, they are trying to do all in their power. Of course, you know that the only powers the National Assembly has is the power of legislation, and that is exactly what they're doing. That's why they're trying to put all necessary legislations in place and all in their power to ensure that they actually nip this case of insecurity in the bud.
Tijesu Adeoye, a National Assembly correspondent for us in Abuja. Thanks, TJ.